Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Ashley Furniture Home Stores of Central Illinois.
Good evening. I'm your local weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. It's been a decent day. Temperatures were a bit warmer than expected. That's all right, because tomorrow it's going to be a lot colder. In fact, temperatures starting to drop. 38 degrees in Peoria, but can't argue with the view on our Goods Furniture camera. Temps have cooled into the low 30s in the west. We're in the low 30s in the east as well. Some of the milder spots really just around the Peoria area. But as we go through tonight, cloudy skies, areas of drizzle, some freezing drizzle possible as temperatures dip below freezing. Might even see a few passing snow flurries, but any ice, snow accumulation, not going to be an issue. However, there is a storm that could bring accumulating snow to the area by Monday. We'll have that forecast coming up. WYZZ News at 9 starts now.
Tonight at 9, a lack of diversity inside Peoria fire and police stations. WYZZ investigates a failed recruitment initiative and what department leaders are doing to fix it. Also, keeping a close eye on the most vulnerable kids. How doctors say you can protect babies from common viruses this holiday season.
But these people standing behind me are here not because of this particular business. They're here because the 24th homicide happened here.
A deadly day in Peoria as police take on 2 murder investigations in the last 24 hours. This tops our 9 at 9 tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Eaton. Those cases bringing the city to a record-breaking 25 homicides this year. Among them, 24-year-old Patrick Moten. Police say killed in a shootout behind a Peoria nightclub early this morning. The gunfire started around 3 a.m. in an alley near Dream Nightclub on Washington Street. By the time officers got on scene, Moten was already dead. The county coroner says he'd been hit by more than 1 bullet, including a shot to the head. Police later arresting 3 people in connection to the murder. 20-year-old Tyrese Walker and 29-year-old Desmond Sanders, both accused of first-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. 29-year-old Jasmine Walker is in custody for obstructing justice. And this morning's shooting surrounding the scene of the crime in controversy tonight. WMVD's Treasure Roberts tells us what one city leader says needs to happen now to stop the violence.
The death of Patrick Moten is the 24th homicide this year. City Councilwoman Denise Moore wants the city to take aggressive action.
But these people standing behind me are here not because of this particular business. They're here because the 24th homicide happened here. That's why we are here. I help people start businesses. I'm not looking to shut down businesses.
Community members think she wants to shut Dream Nightclub down. I asked if this was true.
My goal has never been to shut down this club. My goal has been to have this club owner take responsibility.
Dream Nightclub owner Malika Bracey interrupted her response.
Why are we having a press conference in front of this club and this is the 24th homicide? How many press conferences have you had on the south end of Peoria about the violence that has been going on?
Bracey says her club shouldn't take the fall for crime she can't control.
I am a business owner just like anybody else in this city, and I feel like why would you want to take our jobs because of violence that's in the streets? What did they think we could do?
I think that yes, something needs to be done about the violence and the crime that's plaguing our city, but this is not the answer.
Moore is encouraging Bracey to take responsibility and change her plan of operation. If patron safety is not ensured, she says the site should be removed. St. Louis says the community should provide the club owner with more resources instead of taking more social spaces from the black community. In Peoria, Treasure Roberts, WYZZ News.
And Moore says site removal doesn't mean the bar can't operate. It means it would just have to move to a new location. An investigation into Peoria's 25th homicide announced today, too. 3 weeks after police found a Peoria woman drowning in her sink, her husband has been booked into the Peoria County Jail. Police say they found 60-year-old Nancy Vorath with her head submerged in water inside a home on West Lexington Court back on November 23rd. Paramedics tried CPR, but they couldn't save her. Officers say they initially investigated her death as a possible suicide, but today arrested 63-year-old Michael Vorath for murder. 2 Peoria women accused of leaving toddlers alone in a Peoria apartment are now out of jail. Court records say they bonded out earlier this week. 26-year-old Leticia Chisholm is facing 5 counts of endangering the life or health of a child, 1 count of obstructing justice, and one charge of failure to appear with a fee. 25-year-old Genosha Adams is facing 3 counts of endangering the life or health of a child. The charges come after police say a routine inspection uncovered the 6 kids left alone in a Lexington Hills apartment on Wednesday. Chisholm is now scheduled to appear in court on January 22nd. No court date has been set for Adams at this time. City leaders are also addressing ways to improve diversity within all departments. 4 years ago, the city presented a 10-year plan promising to add diversity to its 2 largest departments. A year after that, the city pledged $30,000 in the hopes of making those departments reflect the community. But the plans and the money fell through the cracks. WYZZ's Brittany Clemens explains why city departments aren't living up to the promise.
When it comes to minority representation, Peoria Police and Fire don't reflect the city's population, prompting many to question those departments.
I'm frustrated for things because I've seen it for over 28 years. I've seen periods of time where we went 7, 8 years without hiring a minority.
Minorities make up 40% of Peoria's population, yet out of 192 employees at the fire department, only 29 are Black, Asian, Hispanic, or women. White men made up 60% of fire department applications and 75% of people interviewed in 2018.
What happened is, due to a lot of budgetary cuts, they cut a lot of things, and we really haven't recruited.
In October 2016, the fire department launched a cadet program to address the issue. 14 months later, the city cut that program and money set aside for recruiting.
Part of the collective bargaining agreement between Local 50 and the city, it states in there that before any firefighters get laid off or any machines get shut down, that cadet program goes away.
The city has to be the lead or the driver, because if the city's the lead or the driver, making it a priority, making that budget a line item every year, it will promote and make it this cultural shift.
A NAACP report revealed between 2005 and 2015, Peoria's fire department hired 1 Black male, the only minority brought on in that 10-year span. That prompted the city to pass an ordinance with the goal of making city staff reflect community makeup by 2025, meaning 1 in 4 city workers would come from a minority group.
Now that it is an ordinance, can you just say what kind of power it holds?
There's an expectation of accountability there. Expectation that this is going to be monitored, it's going to be measured, and we're going to commit whatever resources we need.
That date has now been pushed to 2040. Despite the timeline being pushed back, City Manager Patrick Urick says diversifying the workforce remains a priority.
The timing was right for us to look at trying to increase our recruitment efforts.
$30,000 of the 2020 budget is set aside for minority recruitment, which include high school, historically Black college, and university outreach.
We want to see a workforce that's reflective of the population. As long as we're continually trying, I think we're making strides.
But the question remains, will this plan work?
You got to ask yourself, what's your priorities? If minority recruitment is your #1 priority, it doesn't get cut.
In Peoria, Brittany Clemens, WYZZ News.
The police and fire departments have both seen some progress in their diversity hiring. To see where their numbers stand today, visit ciproud.com. Well, the holiday season means a lot of get-togethers, crowded with family and friends, but doctors say also crowded with viruses. Many times what seems to be a common cold can end up being very contagious and harmful virus. Respiratory syncytial virus, commonly known as RSV, shows up a lot around the holidays. According to a doctor at OSF Children's Hospital of Illinois, he says it's when people are interacting each other the most that the virus spreads the most. Tonight, a local mom who's dealt with the illness firsthand is warning other parents.
It's hitting hard this year, so a lot of people think RSV is just a cold. That's not the case this year. It's bad, and it goes full-fledged very quickly.
After going through 4 days of treatment at Children's Hospital of Illinois, Stephanie's son is all better and home with his family. Well, now let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates for a quick look at the forecast. Hey there, Chris.